Thank you so much, Mar, for coming, and thanks to Kaufman Fellows for introducing us and connecting us. As I was saying, I love to support female investors. I did a project the first year I was here to find out why women are invested in less than men. I think in those days it was less than 2% of the funding went to women. And I did many interviews with VCs and women founders that year, and then I put an ebook together with the summary of what they all said. And out of that, I found out that the more female investors there are, the more women get invested, and not because of favouritism, but because women understand women's businesses better. And the other thing I noticed was that female investors that I've been supporting all these years often are so busy or so many responsibilities that it's harder for them to get out and talk at events like this. And so I promote them and try and get them speaking events with other event organisers, and I have a page on my website to promote them because I think it's better for the ecosystem to support you all. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And I was wondering, what attracts your attention? If I was an entrepreneur wanting to engage you to get funding, what would be the key points that I would need to get your attention?
Okay. Well, thanks for having me here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for supporting such a great initiative. About the question, I think, so first of all, what catch my attention first is having an idea that is approaching a big problem. So big problem equals big market.
Okay.
That is important for us. It's also important for the entrepreneur to think about the problem, to understand thoroughly the problem. So they need to start thinking about the problem before thinking about the solution or the technology. Some people get very excited about the technology, but they haven't thought through about the problem, and you need to understand it well and to see why is this problem, how I'm going to solve it, and then move forward. Another thing that is, I think, is general in VCs is when somebody pitch you to feel the domain expertise and to feel the passion. So those are two things that immediately catch your attention, and it's pretty obvious when someone is talking to you and you can feel that she's just so passionate about it. She has been thinking about that for long. She has her mind there, he has her heart. That's pretty obvious. And many things that I feel in a positive way and in a negative note. For example, ego. I think when someone is lacking knowledge, ego comes up. Eventually, when you ask them questions and they get a little defensive, or they, that's just the ego talking right there. I rather having someone saying, I don't know the answer, I'll get back to you, and then actually doing it, because some people say, I'll get back to you.
And then you never hear from them.
And they never do it. But if they actually go and say, listen, I don't have that answer right now, let me double check, and I'll get back to you tonight or tomorrow. And they do it. I love that. It's
great.
It's okay not to know a lot of things. You just have to find a way to get back to the person and give them the data.
So being clear about what you don't know and having the humility and the wherewithal to go action the request.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
And what sort of startups do you like to invest in? Where's your passion? Like, what are you really passionate about?
So I come from a firm where we have a lot of expertise and background on medtech, medical devices. We had actually successful exits on the field, but we're looking more now into biotech. We just there's some exciting news that I cannot share yet because it's so fresh that it's confidential.
Okay.
But we have this company, it's called Rani Therapeutics. It's delivering, so what it's trying to do, talking about big problems and big markets, is changing injectable into pills. So you can imagine how disruptive it is. I think talking about disruptive, there's nothing as interesting as something that is really disruptive and different. When you get pitched by an idea that you never heard of before, or a completely different approach that takes your interest immediately. So this company is very interesting, not only for the problem that it's solving, but also, we partner with the top pharma companies, as is Novartis, AstraZeneca, Google Ventures is in it as well. So the syndication is important, the problem you're solving, who is in the deal, is another way to validate, right? So to say that the company has a valuation of 1.1 billion, but why, right? So you have to prove that that's the case. And yeah, something else about the question that I haven't answered properly. So,
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's great. And we were talking earlier, I often ask the VCs if they have an interesting story about being an investor or something that they've heard. Do you want to share anything at all?
something interesting?
Yeah.
Like something different that
Yes,
happened?
exactly.
So, well, in my personal experience, I wouldn't say that something very crazy happened to me yet.
Okay.
But I loved listening to this podcast. It's called How I Built This. And I heard a story the other day when I was... So my commuting is pretty long. I live in San Francisco. My office is in San Jose.
Oh,
so
okay.
I love podcasts.
Okay.
And so it was this girl this woman who's the founder of, I think the name is Spanx, the underwear.
Yes.
All
Yes.
that. So she says she was...
Sarah Blakely.
Sarah Blakely, thank
Yeah.
you. So she says she was pitching this woman, this VC, and in the middle of the pitch, she could feel how she just lost her attention. She just lost it. So first of all, awesome that you recognize that. So there's nothing as boring as monologues, right? Just talking and talking. If you feel that the person you have in front of you is somewhere else, stop it.
Yeah.
You have only one opportunity, so make the best of it.
Yeah.
Stop it. So she stopped and she said, listen, would you mind if we go into the restroom and I just show you very quickly the product?
Oh,
She was wearing the tights, and of course it was a female VC, right? But the fact that she was able to recognize, and at the end she
lost her
ended
attention.
she ended investing in the company.
Oh, okay.
So she completely changed the opinion. You know, she saw how passionate she was. She saw the product. She saw it was really good quality. They talked through about the problems she wanted to solve, and there was nothing like what she was doing by the time. And now she's a billionaire. So
Yes.
she obviously did something right.
yes, exactly.
So I think that's very awkward, and if you say that, people may be like, okay, well, you can't do that. But it's just an example of, recognizing when something is not going in the right direction, stop it and change it, because you can do it. You just have to, try something different.
I think not just in pitching to VCs, but in any conversation, it's important to engage the other person and not just talk at them.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the moral of the story. That's a fabulous story. Thank you so much. And of course, yes, a lot of women know about Sarah Blakely
Yeah,
and Spanx.
she's awesome. She's awesome. The podcast is
Yeah,
recommended.
yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming tonight, and I'm so looking forward to the chat with you and David and Dean.
Awesome. Thank you so much.